I have no words for what happened today. I have nothing. I have no fucking idea where to go to from here.
And that was it. That was the feeling. That was my personal breaking point with the Brendan Bolton regime. I remember that day so clearly. It was such a frustrating day. I remember the internet streaming issues in Shanghai, going from one pub to the other. And then I got to the pub, and then eventually they just didn't show up. But anyway, we move on. It's round 22. We've just had the announcement that Tigi will be announced as coach tomorrow, so that's exciting. And there's a whole new buzz around the club, and there really has been, ever since Tigi took over. So we're very excited about that. This is the round 22 preview against the St Kilda Football Club. It's going to be a Saturday afternoon game, 1:45 p.m. at the MCG. You get the feeling that this would be one of the, let's be real, winnable, very winnable game. When you talk about Geelong in Geelong, they're going for a top spot. It's unlikely. I mean, it can happen, but yeah, this is one that we really want to get off to a good start. There's so many variables to this. We've just got a brand new coach. Can you imagine they'll buzz around the place tomorrow when they know Tigi's the man? So I'm hoping that lifts the spirits amongst the group after two gallant defeats, but defeats nevertheless. We've got Cripps' 100th, a guy who just means so much to this football club in the way that he has been loyal, in the way that he has applied himself, in the way that he leads the club, knowing that we did appoint co-captains and one's obviously gone down and he's just assumed responsibility. So, he's one of those figures in a football club that you want to get up for. So there's the 100th as well. Daisy plays his 100th game as well. What's going to happen? There's so much going on. I mean, you've got, Rowan Marshall as a ruckman for the St Kilda Football Club, who for some reason has just gone completely under the radar. Make no mistake about that. He's one of the better ruckmen in the comp right now. He's flying at the moment, given their midfielders first use. They introduced Hanbury back into the side last week and Jack Stephen back into the side. And when you look at the Saints, they're a team that does play patches, but I thought what they were able to do last week against the Fremantle Dockers was when things started going against them, Stephen and Hanbury really just steadied them up. So we're going to be in for it. This is going to be a really good game. Surely we'll be playing better than what we did last time. We have a genuine purpose about what we're doing. I feel like, and maybe this is just more of a hopeful statement than what I know, I hope and I feel like, having played the best teams in the competition in Richmond and West Coast, there'll be a follow-on effect where we had to raise our standards to compete with the two of them. And hopefully this week those standards are raised. I know St Kilda are growing pretty well and they're not a bad team, but they're obviously not to the level that West Coast and Richmond are. So I'm hoping that there's a follow-on effect and we come out with a really high level of execution and take away what we've learnt from the past fortnight and apply it against the Saints. When the Saints are up and about, they're a hard, tough, intense team, and I think we're very much the same. I expect this to be a little bit of a shootout. I really do. I expect there to be scores in the 90s. I really do. I have a feeling it's going to be a high-scoring game. We know that Jones is coming out. Very unfortunate for him. He's injured himself. He's got a non-displaced fracture in the larynx of his throat. So we know he's going to come out. Now, whether we put Levi in defence and bring in a Matt Kennedy, or whether we bring in a Goddard or a Shoemaker, I'm not sure yet. But with Jones out, you just feel like, and again, it's a good test for Jacob Wiedering, but you just feel like scores will come pretty quickly because there's no doubt about it. St Kilda can score quickly and in bunches. I think for us, that Jack Stephen is going to match up on Cripps. You know that. You know it's going to happen. He's a pretty good size, Jack Stephen. I should say Jack Steele, not Jack Stephen. But yeah, Jack Steele, very, very solid size. We know he's going to go to Cripps, and we know that he's going to be able to match it with him physically. Now, whether Cripps wills himself over the line or not remains to be seen. I think he will. I think the boys will get around him as well and put blocks on for him and the like. The forwards and the tall forwards and the small forwards for the Saints worry me. They have worried us in the past. Gresham has done well against us previously. Membry plays well. Josh Bruce. These are very good players that we need to respect. And if we don't put them away, then they will come and they will win this game because they've got some things to play for as well. They've also got the out-of-contract players. They've got to build towards next year. They've got a caretaker coach like Brett Ratton, who is vying for a coaching job, so we know he's putting his best foot forward. It's going to be, there's so many angles to this game, so I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a big matchup. Probably one last chance for us to watch them. I don't think many of us are going to be going to Geelong next week, just due to ticket allocations and the like. So one last time at the MCG. It's where we play our best football. It's where you need to play your best football to win premierships. Let's get there on Saturday and let's beat these mighty Saints. What about you? How do you think the game's going to go? How do you beat St Kilda? What do you see from the St Kilda Football Club that you think we can exploit? Let's chat about it in the comments below. Go the Mighty Blue Boys.